sharpest football contest show in the land. The Las Vegas Football Contest Show focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
Carlos Alcaraz has won the last two Grand Slam titles at the French Open on the clay and at Wimbledon earlier this summer. He enters as the favorite.
You have a bunch of depth there. Francis Tiafoe, Ben Shelton. They will likely play in round three. The winner would play Djokovic, most likely, which would be an incredible match. I like Ben Shelton as a sleeper. If Djokovic is hurt, you never know. I think Shelton's actually be the guy that gets hot. The conditions favor him.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
When you're really, really amazing like this, people kind of take it for granted. Same with Ohtani, right? People will sort of see, oh, Ohtani did this, Ohtani did that, and it sort of, becomes normalized a little bit. But to put in context, Aaron Judge joins the 1,000 hit club, reaches, gets it done. So earlier this month, he was the fastest player to reach 300 home runs ever.
SportsRage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
The leftover language would be the million shy of what Jefferson makes Jefferson a better player. If you want to believe that, I'm not sure I buy that he's that much better than CeeDee Lamb.
Tony Pollard's gone. He's now with the Titans. I was with the Titans a couple weeks ago. He'll be their starting running back there. They're going a different direction in Dallas, but it's all about CeeDee Lamb right now, the first of the other deals that they have to get done.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage Level 2 has begun 3-1 for the Baltimore Orioles over the Dodgers. Ohtani hit a home run in the bottom of the first. The Dodgers haven't done anything since. Ohtani's just killing. He's on base again, though. There's another single for Ohtani. Dodgers have runners on first and second right now, trailing 3-1 in the third inning. So we'll keep our eye on this. Paul, a big football game on Saturday, and maybe we can watch this one together, actually. I've got a big schedule planned out. Morning, afternoons, nights. I really should have just stayed at the Mandalay Bay, to be honest. I was going to stay at the Mandalay Bay. It's close to the stadium. I've always been a fan of Mandalay. I like it. It's nice. But I also knew I was going to spend a lot of time on Fremont Street, right? So I was like, you know what? I'll stay on Fremont Street, and I'll end up going to the football game. I'll hang out at Mandalay Bay on the Sunday. And I'll go to the football game after. I'll bet over at Mandalay. I'll go to the game, cash my ticket after, etc. But I'm also going to a concert now Saturday night at Mandalay. It's going to be like spending $1 million on Ubers, like going back and forth here to freaking Mandalay Bay from Fremont Street now. I really should have just stayed at Mandalay Bay.
Who's playing?
It's going to be surge pricing, man. Surge pricing on Saturday.
Surge pricing.
You better bend over, buddy. Bend over.
I'm a high roller, Paul. Nothing but winners, baby. I can afford the Ubers. I can afford it. It's all good.
Bovey.
Yeah, you know what? I'm not as tight as you, Paul. As we got a quick story, actually.
Oh, yeah.
And Paul's laughing. As we had a good friend of yours and ours on last night. Bill Krakenberger was on the show.
Billy Kraft.
He heard. Yeah. He might be. I'm sure he's going to see this clip after. So. He told us, he heard me say, oh, yeah, Paul Bovey's on the show tomorrow. And he said, oh, Paul Bovey. He goes, say hi to Paul for me. And he goes, let me tell you a Paul Bovey story. He goes, I took Paul Bovey out for breakfast once. And we had a nice breakfast, and I paid for it. And he goes, I always pay for the meal. I take someone out for breakfast. He goes, Paul called me to return the favor once and invited me to the hotel. And the way he told the story, he was great. He goes, I show up to the hotel, and I'm in my car. And he's like, no, come up. And he told a story about how the breakfast you bought him back was the complimentary powdered egg breakfast from the Hampton Inn, Paul, True story? True or false? True or false? Because that's the way he told it.
Powdered
That's the way
eggs.
he told it.
It
He
is.
said he didn't want to eat it. He goes, he had to leave. He had to go eat a real breakfast after. What's the story
Wait
here?
a second. I'll tell you the real story, okay? The Hampton gives free breakfast to everybody. We were staying at a premier Hilton property where they only bestow Diamond members with cook-to-order breakfast. Okay, I'm gonna dispel that story. I'm gonna reach out to him. Actually, I'm gonna tell Billy.
He's gonna chase him down, Bobby.
Billy,
You're like a dog with a
you gotta
bone, man.
straighten that
Well,
out.
I don't
You gotta
understand, but
straighten
the
that
story
out.
you're telling me is even worse.
Yeah.
You took him to another hotel to grift and walk in off the street for a free breakfast, knowing that they serve breakfast?
I invited him over. It was about the company, man. It was look.
You believe this, Cam? That's like inviting someone to Sizzler for a buffet, and you're really just dining and dashing. Like that's what somebody did to me in high school. There was these two girls. They were troublemakers, but I got along with them because I was, whatever.
I can't get mad at
They were
Bobby,
sitting on a
Gabe, but-
patio once, and they were eating all this food, and they were ordering all these drinks. And they said, "Hey, why don't you sit down and join us? Have whatever you want." And I was like, "Well, you guys got rich?" They said, "Don't worry about it. We're good." I ordered a bunch of stuff, and they dumped me there. They left me at the table. They jumped over the patio and said, "See you later," and took off.
Yeah, you're done.
Hey, listen, I'm going to straighten you out.
That's what you did to Bill.
I want to straighten you out on this. The key phrase is cook to order. Okay. In other words, you tell the kitchen what you want.
Yeah.
I generally order 2 or 3 omelets. Okay, mushrooms, tomatoes, onions, whatever, and they bring it to you. It's a great breakfast. He brought me to a bagel place, and I always stick my hand in my pocket. He wouldn't let me pay because there were he brought somebody else with him. Okay, I believe I left the tip. Okay, but
Bobby defense. He's on the defense.
Paul remembers every detail. I left a tip.
He sure does. I always put my hand in my pocket. Actually, he did. When he came to Toronto, he took me out. Bobby's no tight. He's no tight.
That's right.
Guy. He dropped.
I'm not a tight guy. No, I'm not a tight guy.
You know, but you do like value, though. You do like a good deal. Like, you're always looking for value.
And by the way, that was not the Sizzler either that we went to. That was the keg.
No. We went to a nice spot. Yeah.
We went to a nice spot.
The keg's nice.
As soon as wait here. As soon as Cam found out that I was picking up the check, he calls the waitress back and says, "Oh, I want to order an appetizer." Okay, that's what.
And another bottle of wine.
Yeah,
Thanks,
another
Paul.
bottle of wine. No, that's a joke. That's a joke.
I believe it.
I believe it. Yeah. Then I met him
Paul
at the track.
with us. All right, so Paul, don't worry, you don't have to buy me any meals. Maybe a drink or something at the book.
I'll have drink. I'll have some drink tickets. I'll buy.
Yeah. We'll have some drink tickets over at the Westgate. But I will be entering the Superbook contest, and we get a lot of love to the Circa, but it should be noted. I like what the Westgate announced today. Was 109 money line prices now on all football.
Yeah.
Pro football, 108 on college football. What are you thinking about, Paul? For big players, that adds up. That's a big difference, isn't it? 109 and 108, man.
Huge.
108, man. I'm in. I actually have the Westgate app, so I'll be checking it out tonight. Hopefully it kicks in soon.
See, Paul's on. All right, so big game. And I got a guy on from Florida all the time, Brent Beard. And SEC insider, Heisman Trophy voter, who's been doing this forever. He loves the SEC, lives and breathes it. Speaks at the Gator Club all the time, like he's a member of the Gator Club, and so he's got his pulse on this game. Paul, it's a big game in the state of Florida, like for the last month type stuff. Like, you know how many alum there are of Florida and Miami, and the stakes are high, the Hurricanes, all this hype, the pressure's on Cristobal. He's got the transfer portal and the NIL stuff, but can he actually win? Dodgers have just taken a lead, guys. Boom. Wow. Teoscar Hernandez. 3-run home run. Teoscar Hernandez. Man, this guy's unbelievable. 28th home run of the year for Teoscar. And the Dodgers have come all the way back. They were down 3-1. Now they're up 5-3. This game is about to go over 8 runs, and we're only in the bottom of the 3rd inning right now. Fun night at Chavez Ravine tonight. So, a big game, Paul. Florida Gators. Billy Napier. He's been there a couple of years now, and they're patient with him, but they need to see some progress. And I, for one, personally think the Florida Gators are going to win this football game. I think they have more continuity. They've got a lot of players back. They brought in some guys in the transfer portal, yes, but the key core guys are back. They had a really good camp. Mertz had a great year last year. I think he's going to be even better this year. It's really, really freaking hard to win in Gainesville, just point blank. All right? They don't lose, and they don't lose their home openers. And I'll go over the numbers in a second for you guys, but they're absolutely lethal at home in season openers. They beat Utah in this spot a couple of years ago, if you recall. But, Paul, you're looking at the total of this game. So I'm on the Gators. What do you think about the over-under, the total?
Okay, so this is a bigger game for Miami because this team has been in the abyss for God knows how long. I mean, their rise to prominence came crashing down, and it's stayed down for the last 20 years. What if they won one bowl game in the last 12, 14 years, whatever?
Yeah.
At least Florida has had some flashes of brilliance along the way. But they bring in Cam Ward. They have 121 returning starts on the offensive line. And I think that should go a long way towards Miami putting up some points and towards their offensive productivity. I think they're going to move the ball against Florida, and I think Florida will respond in kind, and you're going to see some points here. I like the over.
How about this, guys? The Florida Gators are 37-0-1 straight up all time in season openers against non-conference opponents.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circa Sports Million, Circa Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
Carlos Alcaraz has won the last two Grand Slam titles at the French Open on the clay and at Wimbledon earlier this summer. He enters as the favorite.
You have a bunch of depth there. Francis Tiafoe, Ben Shelton. They will likely play in round three. The winner would play Djokovic, most likely, which would be an incredible match. I like Ben Shelton as a sleeper. If Djokovic is hurt, you never know. I think Shelton's actually the guy that gets hot. The conditions favor him.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
When you're really, really amazing like this, people kind of take it for granted. Same with Ohtani, right? People will sort of see, oh, Ohtani did this, Ohtani did that, and it sort of, becomes normalized a little bit. But to put in context, Aaron Judge joins the 1,000 hit club, gets it done. So earlier this month, he was the fastest player to reach 300 home runs ever.
SportsRage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
The leftover language would be the million shy of what Jefferson makes Jefferson a better player. If you want to believe that, I'm not sure I buy that he's that much better than CeeDee Lamb.
Tony Pollard's gone. He's out with the Titans. I was with the Titans a couple weeks ago. He'll be their starting running back there. They're going a different direction in Dallas, but it's all about CeeDee Lamb right now, the first of the other deals that they have to get done.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Not anymore.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. All right, we'll keep Paul just for a couple more minutes. We appreciate his time. He's in Vegas, so we're going to see him this weekend. So you have Florida guys, 41-2, 41-1-2 straight up in home openers, 37-0 against non-conference opponents, and they played some tough teams over the years. So it's not like, oh well, they always play K. You know what I mean? Tough game for them. My only deal is it's Cam Ward's first game. They have a bunch of transfer guys, Miami, like they're throwing this together. And I don't have a problem with your total play, Paul. I'm going with Miami, Florida, but I trust Billy Napier at home more than I do trusting Mario Cristobal on the road. I just don't have any confidence in Cristobal. I think Napier will find a way to win a big game before he gets his ass handed to him in the SEC slate. Cam, who you taking, Miami or Florida?
I do agree with Paul's total. I'm looking at Florida right now, but I have not locked in this game. I think it's going to be really tight, back and forth battle game. But yeah, as the points that you mentioned with the Gators at home, Napier, this guy has to show up. The Gators have to come out there and punch these guys. Miami, historically, they've always screwed up these type of games. I know Ward is good, but it might take him a couple weeks to get acclimated. So I have a lean to the Gators right now, and I do think there will be points. That total's too low.
And one thing I will say, though, I'll disagree with you, Paul, respectfully, as far as who the game is bigger for. The Miami Hurricanes control their own destiny. This is not a conference game. They can lose this game. They can win the ACC. They're in the playoffs, point blank, right? And they might even get in with 2 losses, right? If they lost once only and whatever, and this other teams lose. I'm not saying it's not a massive game for them. It is. But if you're the Florida Gators, bro, your win total is 4.5. You've got to make a bowl game. Like Napier, they're not even asking them to win the SEC, right? They're like, you got to win a bowl game. You got to get into a bowl game at least. You got to have a winning record, and they're not unless they win this game. The Florida Gator schedule is really daunting in the conference. So the stakes are, put it this way, I wouldn't want to be well, they're both rich, but the losing coach is not going to have a fun press conference after this game, guys. I wouldn't want to be Billy Napier or Mario Cristobal. For outsiders that don't realize how high the stakes are in the state of Florida for these football games, this is a big one, trust me. Tickets are super expensive. Reputations are on the line. Get the season started here. Can't wait for this one. All right, let's talk about another massive football game.
I was just going to say, Mario Cristobal is on double secret probation right now. I don't even think the guy should have a job, okay? So he's under a lot of pressure, and for Miami to lose to this in-state rival, I think that would be just
catastrophic.
Yes.
Catastrophic.
He cracks under pressure, though, Paul.
Abomination. Something.
Yeah, but that doesn't help that they're under that much pressure. The Canes are under a lot of pressure. There's more pressure on the Canes. They're the ones who are supposed to win 10, 11 games this year.
You're right, Gabe. Cristobal's like me in the desert, man, just pulsating sweat and you know what I mean? Just dripping. Like this guy, that Georgia Tech game, the bowl performances, it's amazing. The guy fails upwards. So you know what? If they win, good. But if they lose, man, this is going to be a catastrophe for their program.
Yeah. Well, like I said, they could still win the ACC. So
they could.
You know what I mean? It's not the end of the world for them if they lose. It's a bigger game for Florida. They have more. There's pressure on Miami, but Florida need to win this game. Otherwise, Napier's going to get fired type deal. Not now, but if they end up with a 4-win season, they're not going to have any more patience. But the other huge game that we got to talk about, San Jose State, the Spartans, taking on the Hornets. Cal State, Sacramento. Paul, I got a number here for you. It was 3, and it's 3.5 now. So if you like the underdog, it's pretty good because the number's actually gone up, which somewhat surprises me because I think a lot of sharps are on Cal State, Sacramento here. What are your thoughts on the Spartans and the Hornets here, Paul?
All right, so first of all, I played San Jose State's win total under the 4.5. Expectations, will they lose this game? I hope so. Will they beat Kennesaw State, whatever it is? Yes, but I think the slate down the road is going to be daunting for them, and they're not going to win 5 games. Now, they had 24 sacks last year. All of them lost to graduation. They lost Carter Bradley. Their offensive line returns 21 starts. So that's going to be a major issue. And defensively, they've also been gashed. So I just think San Jose State, even with new coach Ken Numatolo, I always have issues pronouncing his name.
Former Navy coach.
Former Navy coach who was very successful at Navy, had all winning years. However, when he took over in 2007, I believe, he took over a winning program. The team had gone, I think, something like 9-4, 9-3, 9-2, 10-2 the previous 4 years under the prior regime. So I think this is going to be a challenge for him. And North Texas returns or brings in Chandler Morris at quarterback. They have more returning starters, and you're getting 5.5 points. This is a game that they could honestly win outright, and you're taking points. It should come down to the wire, and I'm looking for North Texas to get the win. So I'm going North Texas here.
Paul Bovey kicking to us. As far as Sacramento State is concerned, they play a really up-tempo style of offense. They put points up on the board. Their quarterback is back as well. And Sacramento State, guys, they're one of these, like, they're getting better and better. And they actually got, like, kids from Washington State, which, like, when Washington State, they're actually, they still have a conference, actually. It's the Pac-2 for real, which is comical.
That's great.
You know what? It's pretty cool.
Gabe. Hey, Gabe.
I just wanted to say, San Jose State are going to have a hard time keeping up if Cal State, Sacramento are going to put points up on the board. I don't know if San Jose State are going to be able to keep up offensively. Like, this really is an FCS upset that could happen, and they could win outright. Go
Gabe,
on, Paul.
I transitioned into my other game knowing my time was limited, but I have North Texas over South Alabama as well. So Sacramento State, returning quarterback, North Texas, big advantage over South Alabama, whose win total I'm also on under, and I covered that on a previous show.
Paul Bovey. Good stuff, Paul. Thanks for the time. We'll see you this weekend.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
Carlos Alcaraz has won the last 2 Grand Slam titles at the French Open on the clay and at Wimbledon earlier this summer. He enters as the favorite.
You have a bunch of depth there. Francis Tiafoe, Ben Shelton. They will likely play in round 3. The winner would play Djokovic, most likely, which would be an incredible match. I like Ben Shelton as a sleeper. If Djokovic is hurt, you never know. I think Shelton could actually be the guy that gets hot. The conditions favor him.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
When you're really, really amazing like this, people kind of take it for granted. Same with Ohtani, right? People will sort of see, Ohtani did this, Ohtani did that, and it sort of, becomes normalized a little bit. But to put in context, Aaron Judge joins the 1,000 hit club, gets it done. So earlier this month, he was the fastest player to reach 300 home runs ever.
SportsRage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
The leftover language would be the million shy of what Jefferson makes Jefferson a better player. If you want to believe that, I'm not sure I buy that he's that much better than CeeDee Lamb.
Tony Pollard's gone. He's now with the Titans. I was with the Titans a couple weeks ago. He'll be their starting running back there. They're going a different direction in Dallas, but it's all about CeeDee Lamb right now, the first of the other deals that they have to get done.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Great stuff with Paul Bovey, who's in Vegas this weekend. Everybody's in Vegas for the final countdown for the contests. This is it. You got to get in this weekend. Well, you could get in, but this is sort of the final hurrah. So I noticed a lot of people on Twitter that follow us are in Vegas this weekend as well. Big football game, USC and the LSU Tigers. There's a ton of stuff going on. It's Vegas. That comedian Theo Vaughn is playing at the Resorts World. I'm going to the show I'm going to, Cam, is it's not like a big band. I was going to go to see this girl metal band called Plush, who are pretty big. It's not really my style though. Like it's like the modern sort of stuff. Like it's not like I thought they were more hard rock, sort of old school stuff. But here it is. It's called a Masters of Metal tribute show at Mandalay Bay.
Oh, cool.
Children of the Grave, Black Sabbath cover band.
Nice.
The Scorpions cover band, and then the headliner is Aces High, Iron Maiden.
Amazing.
But you know they're good if they're playing at House of Blues at Mandalay Bay, right? Mandalay Bay is not going to have like just some garage cover band, so it'll be elite stuff.
Yeah.
And I got a free ticket too, so I'm not, I was going to say it's not positive I'm going, but I kind of am because I just realized I told people I'm going to meet them at Mandalay Bay on Saturday night, so I guess I'm locked in. George Kurtz will not be there. What's up, Kurtz?
George Kurtz will not be there.
Scorpions is one of the first bands I saw, by the way. One of the first concerts I went to, Scorpions at Nassau Coliseum somewhere in the mid-'80s, I'd say.
Amazing.
Love what tour do you remember?
That I'm not a Scorpions fan. Someone else wanted me to go. Rocky Like a Hurricane came out at that point, so whatever tour that was.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Blackout and Rocky Like the Winds of Change.
Yes.
Winds of Change. Do-do-do. Yeah, down to Gorky Park.
Gorky Park's a good movie, too. Brian Denny.
The Scorpions rock. They're really, 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 really good. They're still around, too, actually. They take care of themselves and stuff. They don't party now. They're all like, they go to the gym and the hotel every day, and they run around on stage. But they're kind of underrated, actually, in a way. Well, whatever. They're super rich. They've sold like tens of millions of records, so I can't say they're underrated. But when people like talk, the Scorpions, I should say like in the guitar world, like the what's the guy's name? Matthias Jabs, I think it is, and Uli Roth originally. Like these guys are guitar legends, like just wicked, wicked, wicked heavy metal guitarists. And then you get Iron Maiden. But I like what Bruce Dickinson of Iron Maiden said the other day. He goes, even I'm tired of Iron Maiden. He goes, every one of our songs sounds the same. It is true.
It is.
Like he speaks honestly. Like Bruce Dickinson hates everything. He rips every other band. Like, oh, it's a bad record. They should retire. Mm-hmm. And he said, I'll call ourselves out. He goes, every one of our records sounds the same. He goes, I think we've wasted our talent by not venturing out of our little pocket. But their pocket works, and the pocket's made you hundreds of millions of dollars. So speaking of hundreds of millions of dollars, Kurtz, Shohei Ohtani, bobblehead night tonight. Please tell me you took him to hit a home run, Kurtz, at plus 310 tonight.
I did, but I think I also had him last night as well. So this is all about the dog, though, right? His dog Decoy was there bringing the ball out or taking the ball from the mound here. So it's all about Ohtani tonight. By the way, there's no way in hell you would ever catch me waiting on that line for a bobblehead. I have my share of bobbleheads. You can't see it because they're down here at the bottom row, but I'm not waiting on line for one. I don't care who it is.
How much would you pay for one?
I think all the bobbleheads I have were all giveaways at whatever game I went to. So I'm not paying anything for one. I actually don't like the damn things. I don't think they're all that great, but they are sort of I don't. I mean, do you either one of you guys with bobbleheads? I have Brian Trouche, Clark Gillies, Denny Potvin, a whole bunch of Islander bobbleheads that I've collected over the years.
They're fun.
Let me see. I'm going to send you, Jack. We got a picture of the line a couple of times.
I got it. You're right. They give them the free. Yeah, I know. I'm with you.
Here you go, Jack. I'm going to send this to you, Jack. And Jack's doing a great job here. I'm going to send this, Jack. Get a picture of the actual bobblehead. I don't know. A lot of the times, like I said, the Yankees this year did a fun one when they did the George Costanza bobblehead. The problem was it didn't look like him. He was skinny. George is fat. Like it was, so it didn't work. Like I saw the Ohtani bobblehead before. Looks like a white guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's like you just put like a white guy bobblehead. It's like you make him look like Ohtani here.
It's so true.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
Carlos Alcaraz has won the last two Grand Slam titles at the French Open on the clay and at Wimbledon earlier this summer. He enters as the favorite.
You have a bunch of depth there. Francis Tiafoe, Ben Shelton. They will likely play in round 3. The winner would play Djokovic, most likely, which would be an incredible match. I like Ben Shelton as a sleeper. If Djokovic is hurt, you never know. I think Shelton could actually be the guy that gets hot. The conditions favor him.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
When you're really, really amazing like this, people kind of take it for granted. Same with Ohtani, right? People will sort of see, oh, Ohtani did this, Ohtani did that, and it sort of, becomes normalized a little bit. But to put in context, Aaron Judge joins the 1,000 hit club, reaches, gets it done. So earlier this month, he was the fastest player to reach 300 home runs ever.
SportsRage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
The leftover language would be the million shy of what Jefferson makes Jefferson a better player. If you want to believe that, I'm not sure I buy that he's that much better than CeeDee Lamb.
Tony Pollard's gone. He's now with the Titans. I was with the Titans a couple weeks ago. He'll be their starting running back there. They're going a different direction in Dallas, but it's all about CeeDee Lamb right now, the first of the other deals that they have to get done.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
All right, Kurtz just said the Yankees have a Aaron Judge football jersey coming up soon. You know what the Dodgers have, too? I think they already did it, actually, the Kobe jersey. Like I said, the Dodgers are really good. The Dodgers have really, really cool promos. The Blue Jays have raised it up a notch over the last couple of years. Like, it's always jerseys and backpacks, and, like, they've gotten better with it. The Dodgers have always sort of been the at the forefront. They've been really good with their gifts, like going back years. And the Yankees have been pretty good as well to give back a little bit. So we'll get the shot up of this Aaron Judge jersey when we can. Get me the bobblehead up when you can here, Jack. Because I got to tell you, and they had selective gold ones tonight, too. They had special gold ones tonight, like special fans randomly won gold ones. Ohtani got a gold one.
Golden ticket?
Yeah.
Something like that, Kurtz, yeah.
Yeah. Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. You know how much the gold one's going to be worth?
I mean, if you got that one, did you get something? Right? Is it worth more?
Of course it is. It's gold.
What do you mean? They said, I just said you're giving away gold.
Gold. Hey, the ones that are rare are going to be worth more. I just said they have special gold ones and a special, like, premium gold one. Hey, Willy Wonka, wake up, Kurtz. Like, come on, man. Of course the gold one's worth more.
Oh, they were.
Like, come on.
No, I mean, were they giving
there's like 4 fans got them. I saw one girl got one type of deal.
Those things are going to be worth tons.
So that's the only thing you're getting, though. If you got a gold one, it's just worth more money in, 10 years. You're not getting anything from the Dodgers extra. That's what I was asking.
And what do you want from the Dodgers?
What you want other merchandise? It's a gold one. It's a gold one. That's the
They just gave you a gold bobblehead.
Yeah, I want a gold.
Now the Orioles scored. You're mushing this game, Kurtz. Your negativity about the whole thing.
Yankees are playing the Washington Nationals. Baltimore's playing the Dodgers, and the Yankees are going to go out of first place. How does this make any sense? How come the Yankees lose first place and they're playing the Nationals and the Orioles are playing the Dodgers? It's been gnawing on me for days now.
So at least you're pulling for the Dodgers, though, at least, because you want for the Yankees. Are you on the Dodgers? Did you bet on the Dodgers?
No, I'm on the over. I figured Buehler would get crushed. I mean, Buehler hasn't pitched for all year. I mean, we've been talking
guys, I'm going to tell you,
he's not
that
Buehler
total,
yet. He's just Buehler.
Gabe, I usually don't smash like games. It was ridiculous. Corbett, have you seen the results? You said Buehler's been struggling. Burns has been getting out early too. 3-4 innings, giving up a lot of runs. I saw that total at 8.5. I'm like, are you kidding me? I thought it'd be like 10. So, yeah, that was a gift. And the books don't often give you gifts.
5-4 right now. George Kurtz with us. So we've been in college football mode, but the NFL season rapidly approaching. And San Francisco are still have a lot of question marks. We brought this up a little bit with Brady on the way out, but the 49ers, you got the Trent Williams situation, you got the Ayuk situation. It's to the point now, Kurtz, where Shanahan said that he's preparing for the game like they're not going to play. Said, I got to worry about the players that I have here right now. And this Ayuk stuff has gone on and on and on and on and on forever, but they have a little bit of leeway. They start on Monday, not next Sunday, but okay, whatever. I mean, they've got to get this going right now. Money's coming in on the New York Jets. Point spread's coming down. Who do you like in the opening Monday nighter?
Yeah, I'm going to like the Jets, right? They're more set to go. I know it's in San Fran. I can't say this enough. I think the Williams holdout is much more important than the Ayuk. We saw that in I agree. It's preseason, but he was running for his life. Every pass.
What about McCaffrey? Is McCaffrey healthy right now? He's not 100% either.
Fine. I think he's not, but I think he'll be fine. I'm not worried about McCaffrey, but I'm definitely worried about Williams not being there. And like I said, Ayuk just running for his life. That Jets defense is what? Top 5 in the NFL? Maybe top 3? Maybe number 1? That defense is legit, with or without Hassan Reddick.
I'll tell you what the bet in that game is. The under.
The under, yeah.
49ers defense is good. And the Jets defense is good. The 49er offense, I don't think was going to tear it up and put a ton of points up. It's a low number. Man, this spread just keeps dropping. I see 3.5 right now. Wow. All right, how about this? Jack, if you can. There were a couple of things, actually. I wanted to bring up Josh Allen. I wanted to get the background to it. But Josh Allen was voted the most overrated player by his peers in the NFL.
That's a
cold world. Crap. They're turning on Josh. I think it's a bunch of crap, too. Say what you will about Josh Allen. He's not the most overrated player in the National Football League. And I guess they don't like him, or I guess that's what it is. They must not like him if they're going to say this. But, Jack, if you can get the bet up, actually, because this is the time of year right now when you see people making crazy bets online. And there was one that somebody's picking on the Buffalo Bills, and they bet $2,000. And they can win $1 million. So you know what? The amount of money that they bet isn't crazy for the return, right? So one better at BetMGM placed $2,000 on the Buffalo Bills to lose every one of their road games this year.
Idiot.
Don't they play New England?
They play at New England. Yeah, they play at Indy. They're not. And the funny thing is, actually, guys, the Bills are actually a good road team.
Yes, they are.
They're better on the road than they are at home. If you think about it, all their big wins are always the Bills are a very good road team. The Bills love going on the road on prime time. They love silencing fans. They feed off of it. Allen feeds off of it. The Bills are chokers at home, actually. So, but what are you going to bet, Kurt? $2,000 for $1 million.
I'm starting to see the strategy here. Actually, their road schedule is tough, right? Miami, Baltimore, Houston, Jets, Seattle, Indianapolis.
What, did they lose the first 6 and you tap out and cash out?
That's not. I wasn't even going with that. Listen, I don't think they're going to lose. I think they'll go probably 4-4, somewhere around there. But let's just say for giggles, it happens.
They're going to go 8-0 on the road, bro.
Is the last road game? Maybe
I'm
they're
so
thinking once
sick and
again.
tired of people taking shots at the Bills. God, man, enough.
The Bills are going to beat the Dolphins. Okay. All right, hold on. They're playing. They're playing Arizona in week 1. All right. They're playing Arizona. Not an easy game. I think Arizona's going to hang around. The spread's 6 right now. I can see Buffalo winning by 6, whatever. I think Buffalo are going to win. I actually like the over of that game, 48. I'm surprised. I think it's too low. Come on, man. Bills and Cards. Kyler Murray will put some points up on the board.
That's an over.
Yeah. And the Cards aren't going to stop Josh Allen and the Bills. I'll tell you guys right now, take Marvin Harrison Jr. to score his first touchdown in the NFL, and Dalton Kincaid will light these guys up. Look for Kincaid. Love Kincaid over 5.5 touchdown catches this year. So the Bills, they're 6-point home favorites. But then, guys, they're the second Thursday night game of the year is the Buffalo Bills at the Miami Dolphins. What do you got, Kurtz? Bills or Dolphins?
They should not be divisional Thursday games. It's not fair. It makes no sense to me. I'll have Miami because it's an advantage there, and it's in Miami, and teams do have trouble playing in Miami in September with the heat and the humidity. A night game's not going to help that all that much in September in Miami.
It will help.
I will
at
have
night.
Miami.
Big difference.
Not as big as you think. It's hot as hell.
Bills fans travel. Bills fans, you know how many Bills
today.
fans live in Miami? There'll be Bills fans. They go to every damn Dolphins
The Bills
game.
own
They
the
meet them back
Dolphins,
here
too.
on the road.
The Bills
They
own the
them.
Dolphins.
I agree,
Right.
Gabe.
No,
I agree.
I'm going Miami. I'll go Miami that game.
I think
I
the
don't even like
Dolphins
them.
finished third in that division. I think the Jets are better than them.
Let me find the
And by the way,
the
Gabe,
Jets.
that San
I don't
Francisco
buy
win
in.
total, 11.5. How the hell is that team going to win 12 games with all these things going on right now? I'm literally going to go to the bank and get some money and smash the under. San Francisco ain't winning 12 regular season games. Are you kidding me? They're gonna have some problems this year. It's nuts.
I would agree.
I can't. Yeah, getting to 12 is hard. It means they can only lose 5 games.
Yeah.
Right? So 12-5. They play a very tough schedule. They play a first-place schedule. They have a bunch of big-time, prime-time games. As far as the Jets are concerned, I wouldn't get too carried away, though, in that Monday nighter. Aaron Rodgers hasn't played a real game in, a year. He played 4 plays, so he really hasn't played in two years. All right? He hasn't played football in 2 years. Guy spends half his freaking time in, in a tut in Egypt or something. He's high. He's been running with RFK, I don't know, chopping heads off of whales and eating bears in Central Park and stuff. I don't know what the hell that guy's up to. I'm not even making it up. He's done worse.
Let me eat some steel meat. Yeah.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With 2 former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
Carlos Alcaraz has won the last 2 Grand Slam titles at the French Open on the clay and at Wimbledon earlier this summer. He enters as the favorite.
You have a bunch of depth there. Francis Tiafoe, Ben Shelton. They will likely play in round 3. The winner would play Djokovic, most likely, which would be an incredible match. I like Ben Shelton as a sleeper. If Djokovic is hurt, you never know. I think Shelton's actually the guy that gets hot. The conditions favor him.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
When you're really, really amazing like this, people kind of take it for granted. Same with Ohtani, right? People will sort of see, Ohtani did this, Ohtani did that, and it sort of, becomes normalized a little bit. But to put in context, Aaron Judge joins the 1,000 hit club, reaches, gets it done. So earlier this month, he was the fastest player to reach 300 home runs ever.
SportsRage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
The leftover language would be the million shy of what Jefferson makes Jefferson a better player. If you want to believe that, I'm not sure I buy that he's that much better than CeeDee Lamb.
Tony Pollard's gone. He's now with the Titans. I was with the Titans a couple weeks ago. He'll be their starting running back there. They're going a different direction in Dallas, but it's all about CeeDee Lamb right now, the first of the other deals that they have to get done.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
This is Sports Rage. I'm Morency. Level 2 rolls on. Let's bring in Big Card Julio Rosario, play-by-play voice, media entrepreneur, and more, and big-time bettor. Steps up, and then Julio's on the road once again. So, Julio, is this your gig for the season? You're going to be on the road for every week, a different weekly game type of deal?
Great to be with you, gentlemen, as always. I think this week marks 4 years joining Gabe and Cam on Sports Rage. So I'm always appreciative, gentlemen, of having me on your program. I don't think it'll be every week. My goal will be every couple of weeks. You know me, guys. I go for the bottom pickers. So I'm looking for gigs in like El Paso and Las Cruces and Laramie and Fort Collins. This week I'm in Jacksonville, Alabama, where it's hotter than hell, but it's gorgeous up here in these like tri-states, Georgia, Tennessee, Alabama mountains. Man, it's beautiful out here, but it's hot.
You know what's ironic though, Julio? So, and you've done play-by-play. You live in Chicago and stuff, so you sort of know. But a lot of people in the media, so they, if they're working in those markets and stuff, and they're like, man, I wish I was living in New York. And yeah, you're probably making more money where you are because you consider. I was just going to say, like the cost of living, Julio, and the quality of life, right? A little bit different. You're in the beautiful mountains of Colorado and stuff, and you're doing these games. Some people are living in New York. They're, I'm working at MSG. I'm doing a game tonight. Yeah, they're also piss poor. They have no money because the rent is so expensive, and they don't make that much money doing the game because it's New York and everybody wants the gig, right? So it's sort of a cycle. So I think you picked a nice little niche, Julio, to work in.
I appreciate it. I try to tell my students that all the time. I'm like, look at like tri-state regions. Look at good quality college basketball markets. People wouldn't know Spokane, Washington, where Gonzaga is. You're a young reporter. You're covering the NCAA tournament every year until that program not dissolve, but until that program dives, right? You find these markets across the country because if you're going to New York or in LA, you're picking up 10, 11, 12 different jobs because it's so expensive.
Well, one thing I'll say just randomly about this, Spokane is actually one of the fastest growing and nicest cities in America right now to live in. Very, very nice. Like you said, you've got, it doesn't have the same type of crime as Seattle, and it's just sort of, it's untouched. Like beautiful, beautiful scenery, perfect size, not massive traffic problems. Houses aren't super expensive and stuff like that. I miss the old Spokane Arena Football League team. What the hell were they called? They were like they were like the powerhouse of the Arena League. I can't believe I'm choking. I don't remember their name. Was it the Shock? It was something simple. What was this?
Yeah, it was a
Spokane
Shock.
Yeah, Spokane Shock. Yeah. And the other good one at the time, too, they had the best name, too. The San Jose SaberCats.
Oh, yeah.
They were like rivals.
They were very good.
The San Jose SaberCats. The Arena League at its peak when they were rocking. Right. So Julio's at the Coastal Carolina Jacksonville State game. Not to be confused with Jacksonville, Florida, as he stated. He's in Alabama. Rich Rodriguez runs this program. So you know they're going to have a fun offense here. Jacksonville State are the favorites right now. I'm seeing a 3 here. Jacksonville State -3 hosting Coastal Carolina. -150 is the money line. The total's 54.5. I don't know if you're like Kirk Herbstreit, Julio, and you can't give a pick because you're working the game for us. Or if it wouldn't be right. I'm doing the game later. It wouldn't be right. So,
that's the
yeah. I actually think the home team's the right play here, though. And you know what? The point spread was higher. I don't think Coastal Carolina, I think, are sort of coming in here with the reputation. They're okay, right? And they're not the same team that they used to be, Coastal Carolina. Jacksonville State have a potent offense. Their offensive line and their running backs are back. I don't really see a reason why Jacksonville State can't cover this 3 or play -150 money line if you prefer. Total 54.5. What are you doing with the game, Julio?
It's the right number, Gabe and Cam. I mean, these kids are fired up. Jacksonville State, they're around their walkthrough today, fired up, seeing all the TV crews setting their final gear up.
What's it on, CBS Sports Network?
CBS Sports Network tomorrow night. This could be one of the biggest games in this school's most recent history because they're opening the season on national cable television. Both teams with high season win totals. Coastal Carolina at 6.5, Jacksonville State at 7.5. So something has to give. I think the home favorite's the right side. I think the Gamecocks of Jacksonville State win. They're going to be impressive this season. It's going to be a lightning fast offense.
That's what I love about college football, like you said. So, like, some people are going to look at that game and think whatever. Yeah, well, to them, this is the biggest thing. And national television is there. There's a lot of games tomorrow. They're one of them, right? You know what I mean? Like, they're national television. This program's coming up right now. Rich Rod's got it going. And I remember last year the excitement when they were winning these football games. Fun. It's a fun program. And all you guys need to know, too, they're in the state of Alabama. So you know they've got talent on this football team, right? Not everybody can play on Auburn and Alabama, right? So there's a spillover. And, the Sun Belt has basically become SEC light, or the SEC sort of breeding ground. Julio, what else do you like? Big card tomorrow. There's a lot of massive point spread games tomorrow.
There are indeed. Big news with North Dakota State. I've been hearing that one of their top defensive players is going to be out for this game in Boulder tomorrow against Colorado. Was a potential NFL prospect. I like Colorado CU -9.5. And I'm going to be playing this a lot in the first couple of weeks of the season. I've done this last year. The over in the first quarter, over 13.5 in the first quarter, CU and North Dakota State. And I like the Buffs at -9.5. Looking at over 10.5, even money, North Carolina against Minnesota. One of these games where Minnesota were the favorites in the summer. Just before last week, I think North Carolina flipped as the favorite in this game. Connecticut, UConn, +20.5. And West Virginia later this weekend, guys, as the home underdog, +8.5. And I'm going to take them on the money line as well, as they cancel schools in Morgantown.
Nice.
Yeah, they canceled all public schools in West Virginia. Yeah, it's not like they learn anything anyway going to school there. What are they really missing out on? Sorry, West Virginia.
We love you.
The sharpest football contest show in the land, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show, focuses on Circus Sports Million, Circus Survivor, and the Westgate Super Contest, handicapping the games and releasing our contest picks every week of the season. With two former Super Contest winners, Brady Cannon and James Salinas, a former NFL player, Mike Pritchard, and over $1 million in contest prize money won combined, the Las Vegas Football Contest Show will have you prepared this season like none other.
Carlos Alcaraz has won the last two Grand Slam titles at the French Open on the clay and at Wimbledon earlier this summer. He enters as the favorite.
You have a bunch of depth there. Francis Tiafoe, Ben Shelton. They will likely play in round three. The winner would play Djokovic, most likely, which would be an incredible match. I like Ben Shelton as a sleeper. If Djokovic is hurt, you never know. I think Shelton could actually be the guy that gets hot. The conditions favor him.
The early line, only on SportsGrid.
When you're really amazing like this, people kind of take it for granted. Same with Ohtani, right? People will sort of see, oh, Ohtani did this, Ohtani did that, and it sort of, becomes normalized a little bit. But to put in context, Aaron Judge joins the 1,000 hit club, reaches, gets it done. So earlier this month, he was the fastest player to reach 300 home runs ever.
SportsRage Late Night, only on SportsGrid.
The leftover language would be the million shy of what Jefferson makes Jefferson a better player. If you want to believe that, I'm not sure I buy that he's that much better than CeeDee Lamb.
Tony Pollard's gone. He's now with the Titans. I was with the Titans a couple weeks ago. He'll be their starting running back there. They're going a different direction in Dallas, but it's all about CeeDee Lamb right now, the first of the other deals that they have to get done.
Pharrell Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
This is SportsRage. I'm Morency. One thing with the transfer portal right now, it really is overwhelming to keep up. And so, for the record, Coastal Carolina was built on Grayson McCall, right? He was their star quarterback. Grayson McCall is now the quarterback. He transferred to NC State. So Grayson McCall is now the NC State quarterback. So they're definitely going to take a step back as far as quality of quarterback play at Coastal Carolina. For the record, Grayson McCall's CFL rights are owned by the BC Lions. One thing, Julio, too, I saw, thanks for the picture, Dieter Brock, former Winnipeg Blue Bomber, and Los Angeles Ram, won the division with the Rams, and had a great career at Jacksonville State. That's pretty cool that they had the banner up honoring him up there. And you're a very, very good quarterback, Dieter Brock. Like I said, and I told you on Twitter, in the 70s, the gap between the CFL and the NFL wasn't as big as it is now. So, like, quarterbacks could just sort of, look at, like, Warren Moon, right? Warren Moon just stepped from the Edmonton Eskimos, boom, lit it up with the Houston Oilers, right? Jeff Garcia, Calgary Stampeders, very good quarterback with the San Francisco 49ers. Vince Ferragamo, Dieter Brock, Marv Levy. Hell, Marv Levy was the coach of the Bills, but Marv Levy was coach of the Montreal Alouettes in the 70s, and then he was the coach of the Kansas City Chiefs after. So, like I said, like there wasn't the leagues intertwined a lot more than they do now. The NFL took over. But thanks for the picture, Julio. Good stuff that you say that Dieter Brock is getting recognized.
Yeah, Dieter Brock, Todd Jones, I believe a Masters winner, went to Jacksonville State. So this school honors not just people that play in the NFL, but all types of star athletes, from golf to the Canadian Football League. I think it's cool. I think it's great for athletes to see that you can go to any school and be a top world-class professional.
That's
what
right.
Else you got for us, Julio?
Gabe, Danny Willett went to Jacksonville State. Danny Willett won the Masters.
Danny Willett, huh?
Exploded. Yeah, that's the guy, Danny Willett. Wow. Yeah. Nobody would have known he went to that school. That's
Those
amazing.
Schools in Alabama, though, they're all good at golf, right?
It's
right.
Golf country. Yeah. You know what it is, too, Gabe? A lot of those guys, it's weird. All the European guys, like McDowell, he went to UAB. There's a couple other guys. I think Seamus Power went to UAB.
But sort of, Cam, it's the same thing as football, like with these golfers. Yeah. They can't all go to, like, Auburn or Alabama or something, right? So they end up at Arkansas Pine Bluff or, Jacksonville State. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's so true. That's amazing. I can't believe it was.
And all the Canadian guys end up at the MAC, college football and golf. If you're good, you're a good Canadian athlete. You want to play NCAA, the MAC awaits. You're Toledo, Toledo Rocket.
They all went to Kent State. All the Canadians went to Kent State. Yeah,
a lot of Canadian football players go to Toledo. That's like Toledo uses it as a pipeline. Akron. Although Akron is not a good example. Akron might be the worst team in college football. So Julio, what else? Or at least amongst them, 6-4 Dodgers right now. Orioles have a runner on first, 2 out, top of the 6th inning. What else are you looking at? So tomorrow night, we got that Jacksonville State game, as we just talked about, CBS Sports Network. I did a video earlier today, guys. I gave Rutgers season win total over 6.5 wins. So Rutgers start tomorrow. So if you want to get this bet in, everybody tuning in, you got to get this bet in by tomorrow night. And it's an early game, 6 o'clock Eastern. Listen, Rutgers won 6 games in the regular season last year. They won their bowl game against Miami. So they won 7 games, was all said and done. But win total bowl games don't count for those of you doing this for the first time. So it's regular season only. So they play 12 games. I got to win 7 of the 12 games that they play, Rutgers. All right? They won 6 last year. Pretty much everybody on defense is back right now. They got 10 guys on defense that played 300 or more snaps last year. And their defense is really good. They only gave up 21 points a game in the Big Ten last year. And Big Ten's like arguably the best conference along with the SEC, right? So Rutgers' defense is kind of elite, actually. They're good. They even hung around with Michigan last year. Offensively, they have a running back that rushed for 1,300 yards last year and 8 touchdowns. They have good backup running backs. 4 of their 5 offensive linemen of their starters are back from last year. Defensively, offensively, they got everything moving for them. They got Greg Schiano, obviously. The only weakness for this football team is their quarterback play. And their quarterback play was mediocre last year, and they bring in this Callie McManus kid from Minnesota, the Golden Gopher quarterback. He's not great. I'm just calling out for what it is. So, he's better than what they had. So they're hoping that, he doesn't have to be great. It's just one of those sort of, it's like all New York football teams. They're kind of average, and let's try to move the ball with the mediocre quarterback.